I fucking love Jeremy Corbyn. I fucking live for Jeremy Corbyn.
So this is the sad and tragic thing. I get why so many of you absolutely love Jeremy Corbyn, especially given how bad Starmer's been, because we've had an absolute drought of decent politicians that are actually willing to stand up for working class people against large multinational corporations and the power of capitalism. I get that. Because when you look around the politicians in Parliament, there aren't that many good ones, and so out of desperation, we have to pick the best of a bad bunch. But just because we don't have any perfect options doesn't mean we should pretend that the flaws in the options we do have don't exist. Like, there's genuinely a section of the people who love Corbyn who truly believe that I, during the period between 2016 and 2019, was part of some secret plot to take down Corbyn. Now, were there people who plotted to take down Corbyn and did everything they could to make that happen? Absolutely. But it wasn't me. Do you know why? Because if I had wanted to take down Corbyn in that period, do you know which video I would have been sharing every single day? This one.
If you succeed in getting a no vote here, that will be such a boost to people like us all over Europe that do not want to live in a European empire of the 21st century.
Jeremy Corbyn has hated and wanted out of the EU since the 70s, but I didn't shout about that. Why? Because if we got to an election where 73% of Labour voters voted Remain, then there is no way they would have voted for him if that video went viral. And because Corbyn was the leader of the Labour Party at the time, if people didn't vote for him and he lost the election, that would mean the Tories would win and Brexit would happen. So it wasn't in my interest as somebody who gave up my career to try and stop Brexit to destroy Corbyn. Even though I was watching him say some mad shit for 3 years, like how we should leave the EU single market, which is the kind of Brexit that we have now. I say all this because the personality politics has got to end. We need to focus on policies, not politicians, which means the absolute minimum we should expect from any leader of the left should be A, that they are aggressively pro-equality when it comes to the economy, B, that they take a firm stand against the human rights atrocities that are taking place in the Middle East, and C, that they aggressively oppose Brexit, the biggest Tory policy of the last 40 years. Policy that has made the cost of living crisis significantly worse for the very working class people that any leader of the left is supposed to protect. And Jeremy Corbyn does hit 2 of the 3. That's why when I first started engaging in politics, I was a huge Corbyn fan. But when Brexit came along and the government's own analysis said that no matter what version of Brexit, any version that they allowed to go through would make working class people poorer, and Jeremy Corbyn was still saying it should go ahead, he lost me. That's basic logic, and I know it's painful to accept when the people that we consider to be heroes have flaws, but if we're not capable of seeing that, then we're just as radicalized as Trump supporters.